Alrighty boys, so it is another day. Your boy is having some banana with honey because we're about to go for a speed workout and a leg day after. I don't know if you guys can tell, but the hair is cut. New hairstyle. Let me know in the comments which you prefer. But let me properly introduce the video, man. For the ones that are new here on the channel, I am training to run 100 miles at 21 years old. And on today's video, not only will I show you guys my training, so today I have a really hard day, a speed workout. It's gonna be a lot of kilometers worth of volume, and then I'm on top of that gonna do a leg day, so more volume in the legs. I've already ran 90 kilometers this week in just 4 days. Gonna put the stats here on the screen for you guys to see, but thought I'd show you guys and also explain exactly the specifics of my training, so how I train to maintain my muscle while training for ultra marathon, so while running a lot, because a lot of people still don't understand how to train the hybrid way. So I do hybrid training. It's this buzzword in the internet right now, but been doing this for a long time now. I know really well how to combine both lifting and running, but it has to be done with strategy and progressively over time. Most people, once they start running and lifting, they do it like, oh, I'm gonna run every day and then lift every day on top of that as well. So they train twice a day, they get fatigued, they get sore, or they get injured from doing that. And they really don't know how to balance it, man. So I've built up to running every single day. I did not start by doing that. So it needs to be done with strategy. And in this video, I'm about to show you guys some of the strategies that I follow that are gonna help you guys out in your hybrid training journey. So without further ado, let's eat our carbs, because carbs, unlike protein, are the most important macronutrients for hybrid training. I know you hear a lot that protein is super important, and it is, right? But your muscles are craving carbs after a long run or before a run, and you need to give your body the fuel, man. Along with the carbs, your body needs some caffeine, brother, and nootropics. So this is something that for the ones that are here on the channel already know, but nootropics, they are basically brain supplements. It helps you with brain function. It's a cognitive enhancer, meaning it's easier for you to get in that flow state with running, where you just forget everything and you're in the zone. So Brazilian supplement, it's a brand from a friend of mine, 100% Brazilian brand. So if you're Brazilian, you can buy this product using my code Lorenzo10. If you're not Brazilian, you can not yet get it, but comment down below if you're interested. We'll get it shipped in the future. Nootropics in the forms of gummy, absolutely sick product. Let's eat this and have an amazing training day. Let's get it, boys. All right, so we just started. Just warming up before starting the 1 kilometer repeats, which is what I'm gonna do today. It's gonna be 5 by 1 kilometer repeats at like 350, 345. We'll see how it goes, man. I have no idea, because every single week I'm battling fatigue. I don't know how well I'm gonna perform. I might surprise myself positively, negatively, but the only way to know is by trying to find out. First repeat done at 340. Man, I have no watch, though. I'm gonna have to raw dog it with my phone. My watch died, so man, shitty, but I'll do my best. Alright boys, I just completed the 3rd repeat. Feeling good. No idea what time I did. I'm gonna put it on the screen. Man, I think I did great. Feeling good, even though about 90 kilometers in the legs already this week. And I also just ran 19 kilometers. So surprisingly feeling good. Alright boys, so we just finished up the 5 repeats of 1 kilometer. Feel fucking great. 115 kilometers in the week so far. Bro, it's absolutely insane. And it's not even weekend yet. Bro, we're putting in the work. We're getting better. I fucking love seeing this. I am addicted to seeing this progress. It's like, man, so gratifying. What you put out is what you get in this. So it's not like cheap dopamine, you know, that you get while doing garbage. It's It's like you see the hard work being put and then you see the results, and that's so gratifying because you can take ownership of the results. It's one of the few things that you can actually take the ownership in the results. This just makes you such a strong person. Let's keep fucking building, man. Kilometer 23 so far, and we're training legs after this.
To make them believable, now the time has gone.
Okay boys, so we just wrapped up 25 kilometers. Also did 5 by 1 kilometer repeats. 2 days ago, I did a full marathon here in my neighborhood in training. It was hard, it was tough. I've already ran 115 kilometers this week and it's only been 5 days. Bro, I'm carrying a ton of fatigue. Did 25 kilometers today. This is to show you guys that, man, with the proper training, so like if you train for volume tolerance, your body adapts so much. This isn't luck. Like the results that you guys are seeing is a product of week after week pounding the legs and letting it adapt, and now I'm becoming a fucking machine, man. So no pains, no aches, no injuries for the haters out there that say that my knees are gonna explode. Just pure hard work and smart training. This is the result that you get, boys. So now on top of all of that, we're gonna go train legs at the gym. Let's fucking go, man. We ain't freaking done. Let's keep on building, boys. Physique update. Fuck yes, man. Okay boys, so this brings us to the first point of this video. I said I'd explain to you guys a bit about how I balance both lifting and running, especially since right now I'm running more than usual. So I'm running close to 120 kilometers each week, and I do follow a couple of strategies that I think everyone that does hybrid training should actually follow to be able to sustain this high running volume as well as maintaining your physique. So first I need to give a disclaimer. I am going all in ultra marathon prep right now, so I'm not necessarily like in a phase where I'm trying to build muscle. I'm mostly trying to maintain my muscle mass. So it is a little bit different if I was trying to like build more muscle. So I'd be going more to the gym. I'd be doing a little bit more gym volume instead of running volume. Like I'm running basically every single day now. I can't put as much strength in the gym, but still I'm able to maintain most of my muscle mass, and that's still great considering I run this much every single week, like week after week, running 120 kilometers. It does take an immense amount of fatigue in your body, but I'm able to counteract that and as well maintain my muscle mass, which is incredible considering that like I'm the heaviest probably in all of the ultra marathons that I do. I'm speaking this a few weeks into the future. I'm very excited for you guys to see the next videos, but I participated in a race. Not spoiling it, but I was the biggest in the race and I did super well. So yeah, just stay tuned for future videos. But basically, man, the first point that I want to address is how to build volume tolerance. And I think this principle is the most important one. Like truly, your ability to build up running tolerance is the number one factor in you being able to do volume, running volume, and not stay as fatigued for your gym workout. So most people that start running and lifting together, they start by like running for 30 minutes or something like that every single day and then doing their regular gym workouts on top of that. And I hate to break it to you, but that's way overkill for most people. Like you're probably going to stay tired during the entire day. You're not going to have much energy, like you're going to be tired, and you might also even get injured, because imagine if you went to the gym and you did like 1,000 reps of bench press, you know, like you would overuse your ligaments, your tendons, all of that. So if you're like going from 0 to running 30 minutes every single day, like the impact that you're putting on your muscles, like for 30 minutes straight every single day, it's going to be way too much to begin with. But here's a catch. If over time you increase your running, so you need to listen to your body, and this is going to be very dependent for each individual. But if you notice, and if you go back in my videos, like we're on week 10 of the ultra marathon prep already, I've been building up my running volume slowly week by week. If you notice, in the first episodes I was running a lot less and I slowly ramped up the volume, and my rule of thumb is 10% increase every other week. So not every week like most coaches give out. My advice is to increase 10% of your running volume every other week. I tend to prefer doing longer preps, so this gives me the ability to really absorb the training and give my body more time to adapt and to evolve from the stimulus that I'm giving it. And here's the deal, man, your body adapts to whatever stimulus stimulus you give it. So if at first you try hybrid training and you see that, man, it is a scam, you know, like hybrid training doesn't work because I'm super tired and running is a waste of time, it's not going to help my lifting. Bro, you just got to stick to it. First of all, if you're not overtraining in the beginning, so like I said, don't start by running 30 minutes if you've never ran in your entire life. Like, you need to build up to that very gradually, and you don't have to do it every day like I do. And if you do this gradually and stick to it, your body will eventually adapt to this volume. So this is how I'm also able to train legs as soon as I finish my runs. Like, of course, in the beginning when I started training legs right after my runs, I would have to like run a lot less. Like, I would have to like run 5K max if I were to do a leg day afterwards. But I slowly increased my ability to like handle leg training volume after a ton of volume of running as well. So it's just a matter of like getting adapted to it, really. For me, if I run like up to 21 kilometers, it's not like I get a super beating on my legs. It's pretty standard. I don't feel tired the day after if I run 21 kilometers. So I am able to go to the gym and train legs afterwards. But this is all through building running volume tolerance gradually over time. You can't start copying me. Like, as soon as you see my videos, try and copy. You will probably burn out, feel weaker in the gym, or even get injured. So that's the most important thing, man. Your body will adapt to all of this volume on the legs. You just need to have patience and do it with strategy. So now let's go have our workout. Alright boys, so I'm at the gym now. Took a little time after the 25k run, and now I'm here doing a leg day, squatting. The thing is, man, when you're training legs with running, you want to still train heavy, at least try to. Your strength is not going to be as good as when you're just weightlifting, but still you're able to like maintain a little bit, and this is very helpful to prevent any injuries or anything like that. So right now, like, it's not my focus to train legs intensely. That's why I only train it once a week. But still, even though I'm doing like high volume, I still try and train legs like as heavy as I can possibly train, man. And I know some people will think it's crazy to like train legs after a 25k run, but the thing is, your body adapts to the volume. You just need to like slowly like be putting your leg days with like a smaller run, and then increasingly like your muscle fibers are going to be able to handle it eventually. So it is again another case of just like adaptation. So yeah, let's move on to the next exercise. Great day of training, man. You guys saw I did 25 kilometers. Now I just finished a leg day. This is just proof that, again, I don't want to repeat myself too much, but it's about building a volume tolerance and slowly increasing your volume over time. A lot of people preach intensity, which is absolutely crucial, but a strong foundation, especially like if you're training for very long distances, in my case, ultra marathons, like you need to put in the volume, man. And it's crazy how much your body adapts. Like, I don't even get super destroyed or super tired after this. Like tomorrow, if I wanted, like tomorrow I'm gonna take it easy, but if I wanted to, but I could go again, like do another big run, you know. It is crazy. Your body adapts to whatever stimulus you give it. So now let's get home, recover, let's get it. Now let's move on to our second principle of this video, which is fatigue management. And this is a super important aspect of hybrid training, which is your ability to manage your fatigue. So not get sore or having CNS fatigue. If you don't know what that is, CNS is like your central nervous system. So running takes a huge beating on your CNS. It's a very hard feeling to describe, but basically it's as if you couldn't fathom the idea of like running an extra step, you know. It's a very annoying feeling. I'm sure a lot of distance runners will relate to this, but having your CNS fried is not a cool feeling, man. So the principle of managing fatigue fatigue is basically not generating unnecessary fatigue. So with the people that are familiar with lifting, they've probably heard of the term stimulus to fatigue ratio. But basically, whenever you're lifting, you want to choose exercises that have the highest stimulus of muscle growth with the smallest fatigue ratio. So basically what this means is that you can do smart options in your training. You can choose smart options with your training that will reduce systemic fatigue, the kind of fatigue that you don't want to, and just cause localized fatigue in your muscles. Okay, so enough with the buzzwords. Let me give an example of this. Look, I absolutely love squats, and you guys are seeing me squatting in this video. But like I said, this is something that you build up over time. So like if you really like squatting, you can squat. That's not a problem at all. For runners, it's great. You're gonna work your core as well, stability, all of that. However, you are putting a lot of strain on your spine just by holding the weight on your top of your shoulders, and that's something called axial loading. So if you were to instead replace that to like a Bulgarian split squat or even a machine press, even though like a machine press isn't the best because it doesn't require any stability. So for runners, it's good to have a little bit of instability. You're training like all these little muscles that are going to be used for running as well. But essentially, if you were to be like more nitty gritty with that stuff, you wouldn't be squatting. If you want to really like reduce systemic fatigue, you would be Bulgarian split squatting, because just by holding the weight on your side instead of on top of you, on your shoulders, you were already eliminating the systemic fatigue that comes with squatting with weight on top of your shoulders and creating a lot of strain in your back, basically on your spine. You can do that with other exercises as well. So I never do deadlifts, for example. Just like the stimulus to fatigue ratio on this exercise is super bad. Not to say that a deadlift is a bad exercise, but if I were to do an RDL, it would be much better because I wouldn't, be pulling the weight from a dead position on the floor, So it would put a little bit less strain on my spine again. And in my case, I don't even RDL anymore. I just do hamstring curls because then again, it's even better for the stimulus to fatigue ratio. Like I don't even use my lower back. My lower back gets sore enough with running already. I don't want to do extra work to make it even more sore. So basically, the way that you manage fatigue is through a proper exercise selection. So making sure that whenever like you're training legs, you are selecting exercises that won't get you like more sore than you need to. It's being smart about it. Again, I cannot give specific tips for everyone because everyone is different. There are some smart alternatives that you can do. Another thing would be like training back after you train legs, because then you would also be decompressing your spine from dead hangs when you're doing pull-ups. I don't know if I'm sounding too complicated when I say this, but basically it's reducing systemic fatigue through smart and exercise selection whenever you're lifting in the gym. And then your volume also has to reflect that. So you can't be hammering down your quads and doing like 1,000,000 freaking reps on squats and then hamstrings and destroying yourself and expect that the next day you won't be like completely fried. Like, of course you can build up to that, to the point where like your body doesn't get super sore after a very heavy leg day. That's a thing. However, if you are hammering yourself all the time, like basically you can't train exactly the way a bodybuilder does if you're trying to hybrid train. Even for upper body, I would say I cut a little bit of volume just because on some days, like if I were to train my core super heavy, that would take away in terms of like having a little bit of systemic fatigue as well. So it's really about controlling volume, having smart exercise selection. So swapping out some exercises that might create a bit too much systemic fatigue to others that create less, but still give a lot of stimulus to your muscles. And that's basically it, man. It's not as complicated as it seems, but it does have some nuances, as you can see. And another way to avoid fatigue is very important, and that's through your diet, man, which I won't be talking about in this video. I want to make a full video on how to diet for hybrid athlete as well, because this is probably the most important key thing, part of this equation, basically, when you're running high volume. So like me, I need to be replenishing my body with enough carbs, with enough electrolytes, and this has to do with managing fatigue as well. Like if you're running 25 kilometers and you don't have like a single source of carb during your run and then after your run immediately also have some sort of post-running meal, and you just raw dog every single day, you're gonna build up so much like depletion, like your glycogen stores are gonna be depleted, and this will affect so much of your energy throughout the day, even to the point where like you won't be able to push as much weight during your workouts when you're at the gym. So you won't be able to do as much strength. You might even risk lose muscle. So yeah, I'll leave this topic to another video. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed the tips that I gave on this video, mainly in regards to building volume tolerance and how to manage fatigue, so fatigue management. And if you would like to hear more about educational content like this, let me know. Put down your questions on hybrid training that you have, and I will try to answer them in the middle of these videos. I promise you guys, I will choose at least one of the comments to respond in the middle of one of these vlogs. So please do leave your hybrid training questions down below. And without further ado, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will catch you guys on the next one for coaching, hybrid training coaching. If you want to know how to apply all of this for yourself, not just general advice, I'm also coaching clients, coaching people on their first marathons, ultra marathons, even half marathons. But one day you're going to be running ultra marathons. That's the way to go. That's the train, the ultra train. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Remember, it is all about the journey. So go find your own journey. On to week 11, baby. Pew!